Well, soon it's gonna be May, so what better time to cover this? The NSYNC Hotline Fantasy Phone, the self-described ultimate NSYNC game developed by Stunt Puppy Entertainment and published by Infogrames in 2001. Ring, it's NSYNC calling. Get in touch with NSYNC right on your own PC. Get incoming calls, watch intimate videos, and go entirely insane with these N prefixes. Yes, it's the Hotline Fantasy Phone, a purple piece of plastic that is apparently better than a real phone. Because you can take NSYNC with you anywhere, use it as a controller, and call the guys anytime you like. 2001 sure was a time to exist. This hails from the golden years of cheap plastic toy electronics with monochrome LCDs, tinny sound, and a minuscule amount of battery-backed memory. The Cybico, the Pixter, Tamagotchis, Gigapets, and the like. And an increasing number of these included software, adding to a toy's highly limited feature set. Exactly what we have here, a PC activity center, toy cell phone creep simulation thing that's remained sealed for 22 years. Which will open up soon, this I promise you. But yeah, this pop culture oddity is one that retailed for between $35 and $40, depending on when and where it was purchased. About the same cost as the Sims base game was back then, to put the price in context. Although if you bought it from Best Buy, it did include a free bubblegum-filled lunchbox, no strings attached. A deceptively small one, I'm disappointed to report. Don't know what the heck kind of puny lunch you could fit in this little thing, although the quantity of gum able to be packed in here is quite respectable. And appropriate for one of the most bubble-gummiest pop bands around at the turn of the millennium. Anyway, unboxing time, and inside the box is of course the fake cellular telephone along with a fake CD printed on the packaging. The real CD is packed away underneath, inside a cloth sleeve. Alongside an instruction manual with 47 pages going into great detail about how the phone works, how to navigate the Hotline program, and how each minigame plays, ending with a Game Boy Color teaser, which would be NSYNC Get to the Show from the same developer and publisher. That NSYNC IP, so hot back then. And publisher Infogram was proud of it. So much, it got a shout out in the infamously cheesy corporate anthem, Infogram Rocks My World.
Survivor, civilization, Superman saves the nation, NSYNC Hotline, Dragon Ball, along in the dark, and that's not all.
Sorry to do that to you. Okay, no, I'm not. Back to the stuff though, like batteries. The phone runs off 3 AAA batteries and immediately powers on with no way to fully turn it off. It just goes into rest mode after a bit. It won't do much on its own, and that brings us to the sync cable, which plugs into a PC's game port and connects to the 6-pin interface on the phone. I like how this says for home and office use on the back. I really hope someone in 2001 brought this into work to use at the office. Anyway, let's get this plugged into a Windows 98 PC and get the software set up. Installation is simple and requirements are low, so as long as you've got a Pentium 2 233, 32 megs of RAM, and a 2 megabyte video card with DirectX 8, you're good to go. After this, it tries to connect to the phone, which again is done via the game port. And no, I checked and it does not show up as a joystick, so no playing Doom with an NSYNC phone, unfortunately. Anyway, if it's successful, you'll hear this ringtone. And from here, you're free to begin the About Me section, filling in your name, birthday, bedtime, ringtone, and your favorite guy. From a selection of NSYNC bandmates, of course, not just like any random guy. The ringtones play through the phone's tiny speaker with 5 short clips of NSYNC tracks. And from here, it's down to you to peruse the software, playing minigames in all-access pass or no-strings mode, customizing the phone further, or going behind the scenes once you've unlocked that. And when you're ready to say bye-bye-bye, clicking gotta bounce will quit the program, though not before sending secret messages to your phone. What exactly it sends is pretty randomized, but every time you close Hotline, it selects an assortment of PMD files to upload with lo-fi audio messages and texts from the band. And the idea here is that you can continue the NSYNC experience away from the PC with quote-unquote phone calls coming through every 5 minutes or so. Whether you pick up immediately or receive the voicemail, the results are the same, usually a message of incredible importance.
Man, I got popcorn in my hair.
In addition, they'll also send messages, both voice and text, based on information from the player's profile on PC. Like wishing you a happy birthday, saying goodnight as it approaches bedtime, and expressing their concerningly rising admiration and affection. Which gets into slightly creepy territory if you think about it, considering this is made for players ages 8 and up. And everyone on the box looks like 12. I know it's just supposed to be some silly fun, but out of context, it's a bunch of dudes ranging from 20 to 30 years old calling up kids to tell them how much they miss them, want to spend time with them, and saying how good they look.
Looking good. You know your voice brings a little smile to my face. Now that is hot. You bowl me over.
Ring, it's the cops calling. Thankfully, as a 36-year-old with a thinning hairline and a mortgage, I feel at ease being complimented by 2001-era Justin Timberlake and probing his thoughts late into the night.
Hey, it's Justin. You can ask me whatever you want.
Are you ever gonna get rid of that ramen noodle hair?
No way.
I didn't think so. Yeah, you can also treat the phone as a slightly higher-tech Magic 8-ball, call up any of the guys using their printed phone numbers, and ask yes, no, or maybe questions to receive a randomized response after hitting the talk button. We are truly in the 21st century.
The number you dialed is incorrect. Please check the number and try again.
The remainder of the experience is all in Windows, and well, it is what it is. A program made for tweens with crushes on pop stars, the kind of kids with stacks of Bop and Teen Beat magazines packed with interviews, trivia, and fold-out posters.
Cool.
It's also a program that exists solely because a bunch of music executives, industry bigwigs, and IP lawyers all came together and agreed to fart out just enough cash to hire a small team of developers to make this as quickly as possible. It's draped in corporate self-interest and out-of-touch management, perfectly summed up by how when you start a new game, you're greeted by what every 8-year-old craves, a message from band manager and WEG president Johnny Wright.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wright, NSYNC's manager, bringing you a totally new, totally exclusive game called NSYNC Hotline. Use this special phone, because it's your direct connection to them. You can help them get things done, and then they'll give you the number where they're going to be next. Oh, and I definitely need to tell you, there's a very special surprise when you finish the game.
Cool. So the story goes, and yes, there is actually a story. The NSYNC concert is sold out. Oh noes! Probably Ticketmaster's fault. Somehow they've sucked for decades. But don't let it tear up your heart. Simply prove you're their biggest fan, and you'll win tickets to the show. And this is accomplished by dialing phone numbers given to you by, Johnny Wright, I guess? It doesn't matter, just dial those phone numbers, kid. Which is done physically on the phone itself. Kind of a neat gimmick. You can also use the keyboard numpad, but having a little toy cell phone certainly adds some charm. So from here, you're taken to a new location and finally get some action with one of the guys.
Okay, help us out here. It's time for us to practice our quick change for the concert. We each put together some outfits and the rest of the guys have to match up. It's hard to keep it all together and move fast enough to get back on stage. Help us find the right pieces, one guy at a time.
Ah man, that charisma is off the charts. I'm swooning over here. Anyway, there are 5 mini-games to complete. Bowling, make a move, quick change, charity challenge, and trivia. The order in which you play them is randomized, though no strings mode lets you pick and choose, provided you don't care about unlocking things. And yeah, despite not showing up as a joystick in Windows, the phone does function as an input device, though only within the Hotline program. So you'll be dialing phone numbers to move around, changing the guys' clothes to match their own stated personal styles, firing Cupid arrows at floating objects to earn money for charity somehow, answering wildly mundane trivia questions while NSYNC does the worst MST3K episode ever, loosely commanding marionettes in Simon Says fashion to royalty-free music, and tossing balls at bowling pins with the NSYNC members' heads on top, with the worst bowling physics you've ever seen. And it's all over in roughly 30 minutes. And thank goodness, because these games suck. Unsurprisingly. Whatever. It's fine. It's one of those things where the intended audience was less concerned about quality and more so just happy to see their favorite group on screen at all. And gaining access to the behind-the-scenes features is somewhat rewarding, I guess. It amounts to little more than a single blooper for each bandmate and a handful of photos, but it's something. There's more to unlock if you complete every minigame on the highest difficulty, but nope, don't care enough for that. I've seen all I need. And that's the NSYNC Hotline Fantasy Phone game, a thoroughly forgettable experience other than the phone itself. Yeah, I don't know why I covered this. I don't know. I just see a toy cell phone PC peripheral from 2001, and I'm drawn to it like a moth to an oddware flame. In hindsight, I learned nothing, and this was far less interesting than I hoped it'd be. But I suppose if I was part of the intended demographic back when it was new, I'd probably have differing thoughts. The band virtually texting and calling throughout the day was a neat gimmick for a toy cell phone, especially back in the days before every kid had their own touchscreen computer in their pocket. NSYNC Hotline is the kind of product that makes absolutely no sense today for a multitude of reasons, and I think there's a sort of weird charm to that. At least for a few minutes, and I've spent a little more time than that making this. That ain't no lie. Bye. Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah, I didn't know how to end that video in case you couldn't tell. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed something there regardless. If not, whatever. I've covered a bunch of other retro computing things here on LGR with new stuff always in the works. And as always, thanks for watching.